Wednesday night. Yes, nice to see everybody. You have any questions or anything you want to speak about tonight? Just bring it up now or forever hold your peace. Yeah? Yeah. No, no one? Okay. Well, we'll give it another minute or two. Yeah.
It looks like
Mm.
Stephen Mack may have unmuted himself.
Oh, Stephen Mack. All
Yeah,
right.
I was, Paul, can we hear some more about the in and the out and the of?
Oh, yes, the in and the out. There's no out from the in and the out. It's just an in and another in, which we call out. Uh, what really captures it for me is something out of the Matrix movies. Yeah, I think it was the third one. It was starting to go downhill after the first one, but I think it was the second or third one. Neo is now established as the savior. Yeah, he's got the long leather coat and Ray-Bans, very nice haircut, and he's going about meeting aspects of the program. Yes, they appear as a person so that he could relate, so to speak. I feel. And then at this point, he enters this little room that's pretty long, and there's all these little old like TV. Can you hear me? Yeah, all right. All these old little TVs uh, and they're picturing him in different action figure poses. Neo, before saving the world, during saving the world, after saving the world. Yep. And there's an older guy. And I may have changed this whole thing over the years. I haven't watched it, haven't seen the clip in a while, but it had an effect on me. So he's breaking the news to Neo. He recognizes Neo and he says, "Oh, Neo, the savior and whatever." And he goes, "Hey, Neo, I want to break the news to you. You're savior number 7 in the programming." At first, it was an aberration, but we absorbed it, and now we've had 6 saviors before you, and nothing was saved, and you're now the 7th savior. So you can see the uniqueness of it, of his little character and his purpose just dwindle. Yes, because did you ever notice that rebellion isn't separate from the thing it rebels from? Yeah. So in a certain system, there's the system and there's rebellion of the system, which is part of the system. So there's a lot of things that are called out, but there's no really out because there isn't an in, so to speak. Yeah. So the biggest in is the desire and the drive to get out, literally. Yeah. So it's pretty disguised, because the assumption that we believe to be true is how our head tells us what and how we're feeling is true. Yeah. And I want to get out of that feeling. And its take on me is true that I'm whatever, and I don't want to be that. Yes. So basically, there's a lot of taking false evidence to be true, and a lot of them have a little kernel of truth on a relative level, but the head expands on it. And then from there, you want to get out of it. Yeah, you want to get out of that feeling. You want to get out of that situation, and you attempt to get out of it. But when you seem to get out of it, though temporary, you're still there. Yes, and the thing that you got out of, you were there. So one constant stays constant, which is you. So there's you that's in, you that's out. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Yeah. And the hope of the you that's in is that it can be the you that gets out. Only to go shuffle like a slinky. Yeah. The head of the slinky doesn't know the tail of the slinky, so it moves one way, and and then some wave comes, which is all slinky, but it doesn't see it that way, and so it goes. Yep. And then it's like a staircase in time. Boom, 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 in and out. Yeah. Now the of is of a different quality. Yeah. Now, supposedly, Jesus said, he had a statement, we're in this world, but we're not of this world. Yeah. So he was describing this dualistic event that we call the world, this in and out and in. But and when you can feel the familiarity of that and how you've rubbed against it all these years, he gives you the whack, which is you're not of it. Yes. It's not another plan to get out of it. And it's not a description of what you're in and then wanting to get out of that. It's recognizing you're not of it. Yeah. So the information about the in and out is to open up the possibility we're not of it. It's not another sublime in and out. Yeah. That's just another uh, projection of that in and outness. Yeah. And which a lot of spirituality is. There's something that you don't feel good about, so you try to do something to get out of it. And you want to get into what you would call a spiritual condition because you're uncomfortable in the mental, emotional condition you may find yourself. Yeah. So the we, that's the constant, recognizes an in, which is a lot of false evidence actually appearing real, and then a drive to get out. Yeah. So if you look at what people are moved to go towards, the engine of that movement is some going away from something. Yes, usually. It's not personal, it's a movement. Yeah. One movement begets another movement. So the two-ness, we're not of that. Yeah. Uh, when we're ofness, there may be a movement with no counter movement. Yes. It just may be a completely uninterrupted movement with no opposite. Yeah. I don't know. You'll find out because you can't look at the of with the glasses of the in and out. You just, yeah. This is what happens, I think, with non-duality. People think it's a skillful means, like a skillful means to get in and out more. Yeah. And it doesn't usually budge because it's not of the in and out, it's of something. Yeah. It's a different quality. Just like if you've in this life you've run into solutions that had a lot of problem in it. Yeah. There'd be a solution, but it demanded a lot of maintenance, and you have to be like a sentinel, constantly watching out for anything invading you. And then there are solutions that are more of a solution orientation. Yeah. Which in recovery, one of the solutions is you're going to be placed in a position of neutrality, and the problem will not exist for you, and it had nothing to do with any thought or effort on your part. That sounds like a different type of solution. Most of the solutions have us doing something here. Yeah, they do. Maybe you do something not to do. So you set the room up and everything, and then you lay down, and you think you're not doing, but you did a lot to get to the not doing. Yes. But I have received, and some people here have been the recipient, or not there is no recipient, but there's been a receiving of solutions that have a different quality than most of the solutions I used to run into. Like, look at the solutions they sell as products, yeah, in America. There's something in the world, something's wrong or something's not right with you, and they have a solution to it. But begrudgingly, they have to admit, and usually they have a person to talk really fast, that it has all these side effects, like bleeding from the anus, like that. So it doesn't sound like a solution, really. And a lot of them become a bigger problem than the problem you were trying to put the solution on. That's a different brand of solution. Yeah. That's the brand of solution in the in and out, in the duality. So it has another side to it. So it's not really a solution. It's, let's say, 51% solution, 49% problem. So legally they can say it's a solution now. But really, you get 49 cents of a problem with it. I've seen people who got thoroughly addicted to the stuff they took to get out of the addiction from speed or something. Yeah, what they took to get out of it was harder to get over or to cold turkey than the drug itself. See, that to me is a solution in the in and out. Yeah, in the duality. There are solutions that are of, yeah, and I believe non-duality intimates or implies that realm of solution with no opposite. Yeah. And I think you could use the category of. So we're in this place, but we're not of this place. So what's seeking for a solution here is not, it's an appearance in the in. It's not the of, yes? But we are the of appearing in the in. And we're not that which is appearing in the in that's going to arrive at the of, but we're the of that in time and space it seems to be the appearance of what's in. Yes? The action figure. And the of has a whole different, it's just completely different. I mean, I was flabbergasted when I got struck sober in this life in 1988. I couldn't even imagine this problem of addiction it would come to a conclusion and it wouldn't exist for me anymore. I had no possibility, and I just thought they were going to give me a black belt of how I could overcome the thoughts and the urges to get loaded, and I'd have to constantly be in a wrestling match and keep it pinned down. And I'd have to learn new like Aikido moves because it would learn new moves, and it would be a struggle day in and day out. It didn't happen that way. That urge to get loaded and the strength of any thought or feeling to get loaded was dismissed. I have never had a strong thought or feeling about getting loaded in 37 years almost now. That's mind-boggling. Now, by its demonstration here, like you know the tree by its fruit, I would say this is a solution from some other place than the in and out. Yes? I do. And I actually believe uh, those solutions actually they get applied here to deal with a problem, but then that's not what they're here for. They're just solution. Yeah. It's just is. It's not is for us to get better or travel lighter, though it will produce that. It just is. It's just the solution. Yeah. And when you get a little flavor of it, you're going to recognize it's a vastly different than what I thought what a solution was here. Yes? I mean, look at what is being called solutions here. You know, out of sight, out of mind. That's a solution. Yeah? That doesn't seem to pass the test of solution. It doesn't. Yeah. So the in and out is what we are seemingly appearing in, is this duality. Yeah. And the message is non-duality. So we're not in this in and out. We're not of this in and out. We're having an experience of being in it. Yeah. And we are having a lot of desires to be out of it a lot of the time. And we think there's another thing to be in that would be out of the other in we didn't like. But the solution doesn't come from the in and out. It comes from the of, yeah. And we don't need to acquire a solution. We are the solution. Yeah. We are what we're looking for, in a sense. We are a solution without an opposite. Yeah. We are peace that doesn't have chaos before or after it. It's a whole different, but you have the ability to feel it and see it. And it will bring you out of this belief that this is all there is, and you'll open up to a whole lot of other possibilities. Yes. I saw most of my life, I didn't choose it, just the programming as it kept programming got to be it was an either or. Either I was getting loaded or I was being good, or it was always an either or. And then when I started to get downloads from the of, my view became more inclusive. I didn't go to a school of inclusivity. Yeah. I didn't. It was just effects that I was noticing as I was trucking around. I didn't sign up for it. I didn't pay for a subscription. It was just happening. And I had the eyes to see. Yeah. And I realized, hey, I can surf and paint. Yes. Where I would only, so I'm either going to surf today or paint today. No, I'm going to surf in the morning and paint in the afternoon. And we had a paint company, and one of our mottos was, it's never too late to start to paint. So I would start in the afternoon. Got away with it for years. So that's the I feel there's no difference. There is and there ain't. The duality ain't and the of is. Yeah. And we're living like in a bizarro world where we think the duality is the true observation that we're not in a dualistic planet. Do you know? You know what I mean? There's no planet called duality. It's a way of seeing things. We see things in a dualistic manner. The programming, yes? Because we're made up as a dualistic event. We have a seeming subject, yes? And we have the object. The object meets the experience, and then the subject reacts to that meeting of the experience. Yeah? Yet the subject thinks it's the object. And this is the fundamental misunderstanding. We have an experience of subjectivity. We've given it a name and form. The form is the body and the name is Paul. Yeah. And then we search, but always the seeker is always the fucking same. Even though the forms of seeking change and the sorts are changing all the time, the seeker never freaking changes. Why would you get lost in how should I seek or what should I be, seeking for? Why not just go to the constant, which is the seeker? Yes? See if that's true. If it ain't, it's what's fueling the seeking and all the sorts. Yeah? How many people met Buddhism and didn't go to extreme radical Buddhism or a Buddhism that's synthesized with modern therapy? And there's non-duality therapists now. It's incredible, really. Yeah. Go to the constant and you'll see the constant is coming and going. Yes. The idea that it's the one that stays and is the constant and all the seeking and all the sort is just a camouflage for its own coming or going. Yes? So you're not going to study the of. You're not going to know the of. You're going to sense it and you're going to be at the effect of it. Yeah? And you're going to intimate it like a tune played very low, but because you know it, you'll be able to discern it. Yeah. Yeah. Because we are of the of. That's the thing. That's what they say. Blent, I'm just speaking from what I heard from other people, like Jesus. I know you're not going to believe it from Paul. So Jesus said, hey, You're in this world, but you're not of this world. Wow. What does that mean? Yeah. Would there be a different thing that we call a solution in the of, or would it be the same thing we call a solution in the in and out? I don't believe so. Yeah, I don't. This is why it's so, people get wonderstruck in recovery, where it says the biggest problem in their lives, which no human power could deal with, suddenly uh, gets solved with no thought or effort on their part. That doesn't sound like a solution from the in and out. Yeah. Every solution seems to have a lot of us in it. That's why it's a fucking problem. From the of, there's no need for a solution. That's the beauty of it. Yeah. Yeah. It's asking us to see what is unreal that we took to be real. That is no effort. Your greatest quality is awareness. Yes. That's the essence of what we are. We are the seeing of everything. We are the awareness of it all. Yeah. We're not making, it's not like you don't even have eyes and we're going to make you your only requirement, not taking in the fact you don't have eyes, is just to see what you're not. No, you're seeing constantly. We're just giving an idea that what you see may not be you. That's all. You're seeing already. Yeah. This isn't, there's no requirement. We're just, it's, it's on right now. The presence is here, awareness is here, but there's an awareness that seems to not be aware of the fact that what it's taken to be real is unreal. Yes? So it needs a little note. Do you know what I mean? It's like if someone really liked you and you were at an event and your zipper was open, and then you get a little note and they say, Paul, your zipper is open. You know, they don't have to go, oh, your zipper, and make fun of you. There's just a little note. Non-duality is like that. You know, it just gives you a little note. You look at it. I'm not that. Yeah. See what happens. Yeah. See, it will echo yourself out of the chamber of in and out for sure. I have come to see a completely different value in what they call solutions here. Seriously. Yeah. I wouldn't advise people to get almost a very few solutions here unless you completely have to. Yes. Like a solution. In my own observation with people, it seems when people get operations on their backs, it goes fucking bad. Yeah. Their whole life. So whatever you can do, do not get an operation on the spine. Now, if you do, surrender it and let it go and see what happens. But I just observed, yeah, that a lot of people, their neck or their spine gets worse after they get an operation. It was presented as a solution, but was it a solution? No. Yeah. And then I get these sinus attacks, and someone sent me a box to take it. And I looked at it, and it says it will mask the symptoms. That to me is not a solution. Yeah. It just blocks my attention, not so I don't know that I'm fucked, but I'm still fucked. And I'm going to pay for that solution. That's that's insane to me. It just doesn't make sense. I saw the sentence masking the symptoms. So I looked at what does it do? And it says it doesn't stop it, it doesn't change it, it masks the symptoms. Wow. That's a high-end solution here. That's insane. Yeah. So what we're of cannot be quantified from the in and out. You have no idea. Not one person I knew when I came into AA that was new in AA could ever imagine that the problem would not exist for them and that it would be brought about by through no thought or effort on their part. No freaking way if that was stated in your first week in recovery, nobody, I mean nobody, would have said, would have agreed with that. Yet that is actually what's happened. Yeah? Nobody. Because we were hearing the solution from the problem. And the only way we could see the solution is from the problem. This is what's the dilemma. When you look at oneness, you're looking at it from two-ness. That's the problem. Oneness would be great if everything was zeroed out, but there's a two-ness going on that totally bastardizes the oneness. Yeah? It's like a train comes in called the oneness, and you figure you can squeeze yourself in there. No. So get a sense of what you're not, and just follow that scent, really. Just follow the scent of what you're not. It inevitably has never left the of. Yeah, you have never left the of so that you have to return somewhere. You've never escaped it. You never disqualified yourself from it. It's readily available at all times, right where you are, with no requirement necessary, except the ones your head fucking presents. Yes? And mostly the head is masking symptoms. That's all it's fucking doing. Yeah? A lot of spirituality is masking symptoms. Yeah? Some guy's a fucking sociopath, becomes a cult leader, has a fucking free range to be a psychopath in that cult scene under the guise of spiritual tutelage, yes? Masking the symptoms. Put a robe on it, speak in a monotone. Hopefully you have blue eyes. If not, get some blue lenses. Let your hair grow long. You're halfway there. People are amazed that I've been speaking of the same thing. What else can I speak of? If you don't see this, you're looking from it. There's no news in non-duality. It's Don't you think I would have loved to go to an advanced stage and have advanced students and have put out like black and brown and yellow belts and fucking have inner circle meetings and in the outer circle and a secret handshake, but the real is a secret foot shake, and no, it would be fun, all that shenanigans. But basically, if you don't see this, you're looking from it. If you don't see that what you think as an organic, natural thing is manufactured, you've got mentalness written all over you. If you look at your ass and you get a nice, really on the bottom cheek part of the right side of the ass, it says made in a mental process. Never was made, but's emphatically stated as already being so. Never made, just implying it's already so. And then the head runs with that, and then you're only left with the idea of getting out of self. You're already convinced you're in it. It has us convinced it's a historical you. And then the only path from there is to try to get out of it, or become, an amigo with it, or a service animal, or something like that. And our only answer is more. Our solutions here are determined by more. 1 6-hour day of meditating leads to a weekend, then a week, then a month, then move to Burma, then become a monk, and then get disillusioned, unmonk yourself. I've seen that a lot in Thailand. Well, spirituality is a beautiful life as long as you know you're not getting anywhere. Yeah, if you're clear you're not getting anywhere, it's beautiful. I remember when I just thought that the highest people here were rich people that were into spirituality because they could travel to all the big events, kiss feet of a lot of masters, be blissed out and just get on another plane and go to the next and get blissed out and then get blissed out. And I said, fuck, the best thing is to be a rich seeker, really. You can see everybody, and you're usually going to be sooner or later in the inner circle for some reason. I don't know why. You start getting carte blanche to go everywhere. Yes. I still think that. Wouldn't that be nice? Could you imagine every week going to a Bhakti Fest? Just get blissed out. Have some homeopathic fucking things for your cold. You get on the plane. Just dance yourself out of your brains. It's great. Yeah. But the unfortunate thing, the head doesn't see it just that way. It's using it as a stepping stone to go somewhere constantly. Yeah. Yeah. So if you think that that escalator of spiritual seeking appeared to be like a golden stairway to heaven, avoid it at all costs. Yes. Stay off of that escalator. There's huge sanctuary in being a dishwasher. Huge sanctuary. No one will see anything about you that's sublimely noble, probably. You won't. And yet there you are. They'll just be pure doing and then a presence. Yeah. Yeah. So Amelia won't let me do the dishes because I don't reach her level of of cleanness. So in a weird way, it works for my advantage. So uh, it looks clean to me, but it doesn't. It doesn't pass the Italian muster. All right. So hey, I'm happy to be here on Christmas. Yes. You got the present of nothing. It's probably it'll be the most lasting present you're gonna get today. Is this message? Yeah. So, any questions or any shares or everything?
This is a really great nothing message for Christmas evening. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Stephen Mack, thank you for your interest in the in and out and of getting
You
Paul.
get that, there's not an of in the in and out.
Right.
There's an appearance of in and out in the of, but there's no of in the in and out. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But the in and out is appearing in the of. Yeah. So what all the movement is in a field of stillness. The field of stillness is not moving. There's a moving in it, which is the dualistic moving. Yeah. But everything isn't moving with the dualistic movement. The dualistic movement is a moving in everything. Yeah. The everything isn't moving with it. It's just allowing it the space to go. Yeah. This is not the end all be all. Yeah. Do you believe when you go to sleep at deep sleep, you are the of at in that period of time, yes? When there's no dreaming, no you, yet there is, that's where we get energized is from the of, literally, to sort of withstand the blows of the in and out. I don't know about you, but I happily go to sleep.
Love it. It's my favorite thing to do. I don't like anything better than going to sleep.
I don't put on a GoPro to see what happens when I'm sleeping. Nothing happens. That's the greatness of it.
Definitely. David Bitterman. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. David Strudwick has his virtual hand raised.
Can
All right,
you-
David.
I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
That's all right. I'm just at home. I'm not usually at home doing this.
can hear you.
No worries. What you said then, what you always say makes me think of something. But I've always thought over the years that Christmas and birthdays of mine were always horrible. You know what I mean? I never had enjoyed them at all. And yesterday I went to my daughter's for Christmas. It was Christmas Day here yesterday.
Yeah.
And I found myself I was there for about 3 hours, but I found myself for about a half an hour period just sitting out on the back veranda steps with my 4-year-old grandson with his water pistols, like shooting flies for about like a half an hour or so, and and had the time to do it. Like I was thoroughly enjoying myself, even when he decided, well, all three boys actually decided to turn on Granddad and attack him with water pistols. But it was all just great fun, and the whole day just went really nice. It's probably, for me, it feels like the nicest Christmas day I've had for a long time, and it's all to do with exactly all the stuff you were just saying then, which is a beautiful thing. And the other thing I just thought of, I record music and things, music, and it's basically a 3-stage process. You record, and then you mix the music, and then you master it. And I'm not sure, but maybe a couple of years ago, someone said to me, or I read somewhere, that you should always record in mono, which is one, like not record in mono, record in stereo, which is two, because you need two sides to the track. But you have the mono switch on your computer, your DAW, set to mono, and so that's initially when you start mixing, you do that, and it solves a whole myriad, I think myriad's the right word, of problems just straight off the bat, and then later on you switch to stereo, like when you're doing the final mix. But it's sort of it sort of hit home with me with what you were just saying about, like, I consider mono 1 and stereo 2, and when you're just looking from the one or seeing from the one, I'm not sure if I'm putting it right, it gets rid of a ton of problems, like a ton of stuff that you don't have to try and fix and add to and everything later on to fix. So I don't know if that sort of makes sense or not. It's just a similarity for me, because little things you say, and I know you always say that you've said nothing different over the last 20 years or whatever it is, but you say it in different ways and use different little things. And every now and again, I always say it, there's a penny drops on the way you say it to me. But it's just been beautiful since I've been listening to you, Paul, and you guys. Like, and I think I've been coming for about 3 years or something. It's happening a lot lately that I'm actually seeing the mechanical, what do you call it? I forget what you call it, but I see it a lot without trying to see it. It's just there, and it's sort of going on. And a lot of the time I'm perceiving that I'm not involved in it. It's just there, and that's really nice. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Yeah.
That's great, David. Thank you. Because yeah, it's difficult to get from the stereo to the mono, but it's much easier to see from the mono what's going on in the stereo.
Well, you can't get, or in this situation you can't get from the stereo to the mono, or it's very, very hard. But
Exactly.
it's simple to go from the mono to the stereo. It's very simple. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. So
I nearly said it's impossible to go from the stereo to the mono, but I wouldn't like to say that. I don't think that it is impossible. It just takes longer for some people for some reason.
yes.
Yeah.
That would be the promise the Course of Miracles says. Whatever you're doing, because of it's BM mind's intention, it's going to work, but it may take a lot of time and effort for
Yeah.
it to work. So, and it would say, if you're reading this book right now, this book has a purpose for you, which is to save you time. Yeah. So it's better to see it's better to see the two from the one than to try to see the one from the two.
Yeah. Which
Yes.
is exactly what listening to you in here and doing this has done for me. Same as what you said the Book of Miracles would do for you.
Great. So
Yeah.
the simple thing, it's much easier to see the two from the one than the one from the two.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. It's true, actually. I don't like
Yeah.
to use the word one, but this is the dilemma. Uh, the dilemma is, what's looking is what you're looking for. It's the you that's looking for, which is the active denial of the what's looking. So it's using the what's looking to look for what it thinks is the what's looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
dilemma that repeats itself in the two-ness constantly. Yes?
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
see that from the oneness. Let's use the word one. Yeah. So, and the one would be is the of, let's say, and the two-ness would be the in and out. Yeah. That's the roles they play with the examples. So I really like that musical example. So when you're mixing it, it's much better to mix it through the mono, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
than to
Because
try to
everything,
mix it
if
through the
say
stereo.
say for instance you're in a song, like some songs might have 60 different pieces of music going on just in a normal rock song, and if you do it in mono, you get them to all fit in their place, forwards and back and sideways and in the spectrum. If you get them to all fit in mono, then later on when you do go to stereo, because you release all your music in stereo, everyone does, it all fits beautifully then. It just fits really beautiful then, so
And
if you
so
can get it.
wouldn't that start convincing you to not be so, well, it's not you anyway, but to see the stubbornness of the system that is of the two-ness, to try constantly keep denying how it works so well from the oneness. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
So
exactly.
so at a point is you might as well just give up the two-ness coming around and just go directly with the one. Yeah. And instead
Yeah.
of looking for the one, you're looking from the one and you see the two-ness. And then just tell the truth about it. And then this stereo experience that you're having will be based on the mono mixing of it. Pretty good.
That's Yeah, it's good. That's good.
I just
Yeah.
stole your idea, bro.
Oh, you
I'll
can
rip
use
up.
that. Yeah.
It's a nice one.
Yeah. Good on you, Paul. Thanks, everybody. Yeah.
You're welcome, man. Thank you. Yeah, this is why the Great Way is not difficult, because let's say the Great Way is being mixed in the mono. It's not difficult, but then we look at it from the stereo and it seems super difficult. But the statement, if you ever read that Faith Mind, the statement is emphatic. The Great Way is not difficult. So what would that emphasize? Let's forget about the way. but it would emphasize if you're having difficulty, something's off. Yeah. Because the Great Way is not difficult. So if you believe you just started on the Great Way or you're pretty advanced on the Great Way and any part of it seems difficult, that in a sense is not the Great Way because the Great Way is not difficult. That's a pretty simple, and it's emphatic because in that faith mind, it's the first statement. The first statement before it goes off on the whole thing is the Great Way is not difficult. Mixing stereo from the mono is not difficult. Trying to mix stereo into the mono is incredibly difficult. So, guess what? You must be in stereo when you thought you were in mono. So, seeing yourself as a body, you think you're a mono, but you're actually stereo. You're stereo of subject object. And that subject objectness trying to make sense of the Great Way is what makes it seem difficult, you see? But if you could see you're not the stereo, and in the mono sees the Great Way as not difficult. It's aligned with the Great Way. Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel, yeah, it hasn't changed. The quickest process I feel is the process of selfing that has you start your AD, your beginning of time has a little time before it where the head manufactured something, yes? And then we start every race, but if you really saw it, there's a little bit of time before where you seem to start, yeah? And that's where the head introduced the idea of a you. Yeah. And then that gets established, and then everything seems to start from there. And who, without knowing it, who would look before that if you're the before? Yeah. If you're the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega, then just look forward. Yeah. But I feel the sense of you as a doer and a thinker and a feeler has been manufactured in time. And then a lot of time is used to reinforce that idea. Yes. And I never thought I wasn't a self. I thought maybe I could get out of it, but I never thought I wasn't one. Yeah, never. It never, sitting 13 hours didn't bring it about. Going to a non-duality satsang brought it about. Yeah. So, all right. Anyone else?
Yes, Paul. Floyd would like to, I think, come in. Come on in, Floyd.
Floyd?
Floyd, yep.
Oh,
Here he
Floyd.
comes.
Come on in,
Yep.
Floyd.
Hi,
You're
Paul.
already in, but come on, more in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Paul. Today's message, it sort of made me see, I don't know, made me see or what, but I could see that, I'm always escaping something or wanting to escape. Like, if I'm staying at my home, I want to go to Tiruvannamalai, be at Ramana Ashram or something. When I'm there, I feel, okay, fine, now I'm ready, I'm equipped to go back. I have my peace. And then I come back, and again, there's a constant cycle because the I or you, which is seeing the situation, has not changed at all. It's just there, the same I which wants to run, the same I thinks it has got it, and then it continues forever. And one of the things I used to apply it from my mind, it wasn't like, it wasn't a natural process. One of the things I would do is let decisions come to me, not to decide by myself. But I don't know if that is an approach or whether it is natural. I don't.
I don't know if it feels, I'll rely on you. You'll feel it out if it's true or not.
Mm.
Yeah. You try these things out. Some of them have a more a sense of authenticity. And if they don't back up quickly and they seem to be reliable for a period of time, that's a good sign. So yeah. Yeah. My decisions to me, well, at this part of my life, I guess the major decision isn't going to be made by me anyway when I pass away. So this in life, I don't have many monumental things to decide really during a day. Yeah. So, but yeah, while you're looking at this, if you feel better in Tiruvannamalai, go to Tiruvannamalai. Yeah, sit there. Go to that cave, Ramana's cave. There's a lot of energy in there that, you can get a nice whack there. Yeah, you have it. It's like a nuclear reactor in there. If you just sit there,
Mm.
yeah, that's worth it, I feel. Yeah. Not everything you do, it's not what you do or don't do that's preventing or allowing something. It's seeing there's no you that can prevent or allow anything. Yeah.
Mm.
The you that you think has to allow stuff, you also believe prevents shit. It doesn't. Unless you believe it, it doesn't prevent anything. It's just, it's
Mm.
playing on a surface. Uh, but what's vibrating on the surface doesn't vibrate into the depth. Yes. Yeah. There's there's not one cry in the in and out that's heard in the of. There's not one cry of the in and out that's heard in the of. It just isn't. Yeah.
Mm.
It's as if this, like they used to say this thing in the course. Again, it's been a long time, but I don't think I've got it wrong. But they would say, in the mind of God, he's completely forgotten this. He thought of this weird idea for like a nanosecond, and now we're in a time loop that keeps playing, but the mind of God has no idea it's going on. I think that's what it said. It was pretty cool. Yeah. We're so
Mm.
insignificant, it doesn't even have to be aware of. It's just a time loop of dreaming and dreaming and dreaming. Yeah. You know what I feel literally? What keeps the dreaming going, seemingly, would be karmic impressions and expressions. Yeah. If you wanted to see what's living here, I would say it's a karmic life, no person, just impressions, seeking expression, getting more impressions, seeking expression. It's the dualistic movement. Yeah. Something is impressed, then there's an expression, impress, express, impress, express. Yeah. And then
Mm.
we're just a vehicle for playing that out. But if you really saw living, I would say it's the duality of impression, expression, impression, expression. Yeah. Yeah. And then we have little names and forms, but they're just being used. They're like a key on a piano. They're not playing the piano. They're a little like an F or an E. That's why we're so afraid to be small. The head makes a lot of things large.
Mm.
uh, yeah. Like this action figure, for the life of me, I have no idea how it happened or anything. I tend to be bleaker around holidays since I was a kid. I must have got
Yeah.
disappointed with the flannel shirts and socks every year. I don't know what it was, but something happened. And I'll put more gray in a gray day on a holiday than I will other days. Yeah, it's just the way it goes. Last night I watched an Irish movie. I was crying my eyes out. The plight of the Irish people, because I'm from there, and I was bawling my eyes out. Called Black 47. Uh, there's no justice, so one of the Irishmen decided to apply his idea of justice. Yeah, and it was sort of it overplayed its narrative, I felt, but I just was crying. It was incredible. The plight of the potato eaters was terrible. I remember my mom and my grandma.
Mm.
Things happen.
This
The head reacts to it.
I've
The head's not equipped to deal with the reactions. It doesn't, it's not equipped to managing and directing a life. It isn't. It's miserable. As we say in AA, any life run on self-will will hardly be a success. Yeah. So, yeah. Do I believe I should, to be impeccably present, there should be no bleakness? No,
Mm.
do you ever have any feelings? Of course, you have feelings happen. Yeah. I tend to be on the bleak side. I'm probably, if I was born in France, I probably would have been with Sartre and Camus. I lean to the morbid.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to a goth show than Bhakti Fest. Whatever, bro. Floyd, you know, I humbly believe I have an opinion, a little bit of opinion about uh, India. India, a lot of times people from India are very serious about spirituality
Mm.
almost as a disadvantage. Yeah, their
Mm.
seriousness is being used by the head. Yeah, and uh, I have a number of friends that come from that heritage. And, maybe it would be baseball in America, but in India, you're rich in spirituality, rich, you grow up, it has much more of a cultural thing, I feel. And I seen a typical head's reaction is very serious about it, which causes a
Mm.
lot of dis-ease, don't you think?
Mm. Yeah.
So, I mean, instead of going to a guru, I would go to a comedy show, maybe.
Mm.
I was in India.
Yeah.
Laugh a lot.
Yeah, like you said about karma, like karma, impressions and expressions. So what the typical guru would suggest is to sort of withdraw from all doing so that you don't create more karma. That's what they say.
Yes, but
Don't,
again, even that's karmic, though. Yeah, you don't
yeah.
create karma. Karma is we're the sticks that are rubbed and then the fire erupts. We're not the cause of the fire. We're just sticks. The sticks rub together, and if you rub them together, they set off a fire. Yeah. So this is to
Mm.
me is the karmic fire, and we're like
Mm.
sticks. So don't you
Mm.
feel like a lot of the reactions or a lot of the events that you met in this life you had no plan or anything? You just been running into
Yeah.
shit like a bumper car,
Yes.
and other bumper cars running into you, and on and on. And all those
Yeah.
impressions had sought expression, and then it goes on again. And it's just like an inhale, exhale. It's like the karmic duality of impression, expression. If you want to see if something is living and a much longer life than we have, I would say the karmic life, yes, of impression expression. Yeah. We're just we're just, one stick it's using to rub another stick. Yeah. We're thinking we're the god of fire.
Mm.
Yeah. So
But why does the head not get it, that okay, this is just a
Because
play
it
which is
already
going to
got something.
unfold.
Lloyd, it already got something. It's been programmed before you try to change the program. And its program is quite good at resisting changing the program. That's the program. Yes. It just, you want to spend a lot of time trying to convince it. Uh, go ahead. I think I did enough of that and I came to a conclusion and I've been convinced of it. It's not getting it.
Mm.
It's not. It's not going
Mm.
to see what I see. What's that song? Seeing what I no, it doesn't see what I see. It sees what you see. Yeah.
Mm.
So that's I'm over with the whys. I'm just I feel it's mechanical and programmed. Yeah. And a program can only go far as the program. Yes. I don't believe the action figure is a demonstration of AI. I think it's more mechanical program. Yeah.
Mm.
And this idea of owning all of its reactions to this bumper car of life is total fucking insanity. You know, being the doer and the thinker and the feeler and the haver of so much shit that surprised you and yeah, overwhelmed you and everything else. I just don't it's not up to the task, let's say. It's a failed system. There's nothing bad in it or it's its badness comes from overusing it after you realize it's a bad system. Yeah. It's a failed system. It just doesn't see it. Yeah. Like it says,
Mm.
the brain interprets to the body of which it is a part. Yeah. So while you're sitting here trying to get an information, let's say to the spirit, the brain is interpreting that information to the body of which it is a part. After hearing that, what more do you need to know? Yes. Yeah. How far would your reliance go knowing that? Yeah. Everything, whatever it hears or senses or understands or knows, it interprets it to the body of which it is a part. Yeah. So when it's talking about an unembodied condition, it's it's holding that as a body. You see? It's always a thumb in the pie. Yeah.
Mm.
It was enough. I saw enough to be convinced. Yeah. I don't, when you're convinced something's dead, you don't keep returning to see if it's alive. You just don't. Yeah. When you've realized the horse you were riding is dead, you don't buy it a saddle this Christmas. You just don't. You just, yeah. I think there's a culmination of knowledge. And to me, the culmination of knowledge is I'm not that. Seriously. That
Mm.
once I accumulate that enough knowledge that I'm not that, that's all the use of knowledge I feel. Yeah. I think that's its true value is to be used to see what you're not. Yeah. And once I see that, I'm not acquiring more and more knowledge. Yeah. I know enough. I know what was necessary to know. I'm not that. And then you move on. Yeah. Yeah. So, like this, there's the old parable. First video we ever did, right from India, the young lion and then the mother
Mm.
lion and the mother dying and stuff, and then the young lion runs into an old lion. It knows it's an old lion, but it doesn't know it's a young lion. Yeah, it thinks it. And then the old lion demonstrates without saying anything by putting both their heads over the reflection of a pool. And then the young lion, that very second, still holding itself as a sheep, sees the truth. Yeah, it's a lion. Yeah, the parable ends there. We're adding to that. I don't think that's sufficient anymore. Yeah, I want to know what happens when the young lion leaves the pool and the old lion splits. I know the head is going to claim that event of recognizing what you are and is going to make it an experience a sheep had. I know it. I know it's going to do that. Why? Because it's mechanical. Its act of claiming is mechanical. It doesn't pick one fruit and not the other. It's all fruit. It's everything. It's mechanical. I know that. So I know whatever happens, it's going to claim it and try to beat you to the point and make it what it wants you to be instead of you finding out what you are. It's just going to do it. Yeah. It's not you're cursed or anything. It's just mechanical. And it's the quickest process in time. I don't believe you're going to beat it. Yeah. As the you that it made up. What makes it up isn't going to beat it. It's always going to be a part of it. Yeah. Yeah. You is not going to get out of you. It's just not going to do it. I don't, that's why if I'm listening to something, I'm driving and there's a public radio station and it's an interesting topic, as soon as I hear the person is established as a person and then they talk about this exotic topic, I have no interest in it at all. I have no interest in it because there's this like hopeful, before it would trigger a hopeful thing that I could arrive there one day. I just completely in here, I just know it's not true. So I turn the radio off and fucking, yeah, because I know where it's going. It's going to be another carrot in front of the horse. And then, yeah, there you go. Yes, I could be wrong, but I don't care. That's the reaction. I go with it. And there it is. Things that I was extremely interested in, I have no interest in anymore because I see the looking from it has already been manufactured and there's no seeing of it. So I'm not interested in the knowledge after that. Yeah, I'm just not interested in it. It doesn't serve. I don't see any I don't see it. Only using it to point itself out is valuable, but I don't see any value in it anymore. Yeah, I do not want to get into shape to appear on the 11th dimensional fucking horizon. I just don't. I don't think that's happening. Yeah. I do not think the body appears anywhere but where a body appears, which is in this dreaming. Yeah. So I was really interested in the idea. As soon as the guy talked, it was about you are going to do this to get there. No way, not interested. Yeah, not interested at all. So I hope something like that will happen to some of us here. Because when you lose interest in all of the shenanigans, that interest is going to be free to enrich your day. Yeah. Instead of enslave it to these ideas. Yeah. It will enrich your day. Like fucking, I'm having a full night alone in fucking Novato. There's a little water fountain. The dog is snoring over there. It's super quiet outside. I have a little coolness because I have short sleeve shirt. My toes are warm because I'm wrapped in a fucking down blanket. Yeah. I'm not I'm not aware that I have a terminal debt, illness. Nothing that hurts usually is hurting now. I'm fucking in heaven, literally. And I'm making the most of it. Things could change in a second. But I could never be more free than I am now because I'm free from the next moment and I'm freed from the past moment. My interest has nothing to do with the future or the past moment. It has none. It's just right here. Ah, this isn't something you do. This is something you find out. Yeah. No one can teach you this shit. You find out. Yeah. I found out through satsang. I listened to things like this. Things fell, and that which fell in knocked a lot of shit over. I didn't pick the shit that got knocked over up and then just let it, it just did what it did and does what it does. Yeah. And in a sense, man, if you could, just to be able to enjoy peace of mind is what a fucking bonus. Yes. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. All right, Floyd. We're with you 100%, bro. Just to let
Thank
you.
you, Bob.
Yes?
Thank you.
Yeah, we're with you 100%. That you're a lifetime member of ZenBitchSlap.com.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very-
Anyone else? Is it nice? It's nice to have satsang on Christmas, eh? Wow.
It really is.
I only found the gift that keeps on giving, nothing. Really?
Really nice.
Ah.
The best Christmas yet. Yep, for
Thank you.
sure.
Great, great, fantastic. Yeah, and this too shall pass. Yes. Yeah. Now, all the things you were wise enough not to get before Christmas, you can get at 50% off after Christmas.
Or you might find out you don't need them at all.
Yes. That's the best time to buy something when you don't need it. Buy it. Then you return it. I love the world of returns, like Costco. Return. There was this thing, there's a place called the REI. I don't know if you have it back east or wherever you are. It's a sporting things, and they've changed over the years. But before, they used to have a lot of return sales, and I used to wait for them. So you would get nice, outdoor gear, super cheap. And they had this formality where the thing that was returned, the person would have to write something about it. So this one time you would be digging through these boxes, and I was digging, and I saw these girls' shoes, completely worn out, and the note on it was they're too small. So the person wore them for 5 years, returned them. It's too small. Come. It took you 5 years for that to dawn on you. Come on, it's funny. But I don't think they do that anymore. It's all gone. Yeah. So. Uh, now they ask you questions on Amazon with the hopes that you're going to be truthful. So tell us the truth. Why are you returning this? And I don't. I plead the fifth. I do not have to tell Amazon why I am returning this product. They're going to send someone over soon. Yeah. We want to talk about your returns, Paul. Oh, well, listen, anyone else?
I don't see any other hands up, Paul.
All right, well, let's say goodbye and stuff. And
Say goodbye and stuff. Thank you so much.
hey, I don't know if you're interested in it. It may be dark, but if you have that opportunity, see a movie called Nosferatu. Very good. It opened today. It's about a vampire, but it's done by a guy named Robert Eggers, who did The Witch and Lighthouse and The Northman. I think he's really great. And he's
It's
getting a free ticket if by doing this announcement. Send me a free ticket.
this is it's a new movie.
It's a new movie. It came out today.
Oh,
Nosferatu.
oh wow.
It's
Okay.
made out of it.
Interesting.
One of the more famous silent films was a film called Nosferatu.
Yeah, I've seen
Well,
the stills and stuff, but I don't know the movie. That's cool.
He just finished it. It's coming out, and he's a great. He can. I think he's really good. So,
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
yeah, giving you an idea.
Christmas
Nosferatu.
bonus. Yes.
Yeah, and then, but if you don't like, gothic stuff, don't go. Go to a romantic comedy. Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that one. Personally, I'll watch that when Natalie's not home. Yeah, she won't be down with the
I've
Nosferatu.
had trouble with romantic comedies. They don't seem romantic and they're not funny. I don't understand.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, there you go. Again, the last 3 minutes were just opinions. There's nothing to do with the download. Just telling a very, morbid action figure. Yeah. But it's beautiful. It should be beautiful. Yeah. All right, Zoe. How?
Movie recommendations.
Yeah. If you ever wanted me to give you movie, I'll give you plenty of them. They're all going to be horrors, though, probably, or atmospheric thrillers. I'll give you another one, Oddity. Very nice movie. Irish and Caveat by the same guy. Very good. Yeah.
Moon movie you guys with the clones. What was the name of that? I searched for that once and I never found it. Was it called The Moon or what?
Oh, Moon. Yeah, with Sam Rockwell.
The Moon. Yeah.
Moon, it's called.
It's Moon with Sam Rockwell.
Yeah, it's about the
Okay.
clone. Yeah. We've
Okay.
used that
Wanna
movie.
check out sometime.
Yeah, it's good with Sam
I
Rockwell.
don't feel like I've seen it and I've never watched the movie, so I feel like I want to watch the movie now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
cutting out, kind of.
All right. Well, listen, that's it, eh? We're saying goodbye. Yeah. Next, and then I'll give you recipes also for zucchini muffins. We'll start filling in the emptiness with shit. Yeah. I really would like to
Zucchini
give you
muffins
some
sound good.
fashion tips. I really would. I can't see your whole wardrobe. I only see the tops, but I think there's room for improvement. So if you want to ask my humble opinion, I'd be more than happy to share.
Always.
All right. All right, Carol, nice to see you. Lovely house, beautiful. I'm happy we saw it before it was finished. You're in it now, right? Yes? Yeah. Very nice, beautiful. We're waiting to get a tour of Kerry's place sooner or later. Yeah. David, thank you so much for the mono stereo thing. I really like that. Thank you very much. Yes. Annette, as always, nice to see you. Chris D, she actually got up. That's good. Nice to see you, Chris. Happy Merry Christmas. Yes. Jacob, as always, Merry Christmas up there. Stephen Mack. Yeah. Kathleen. We got Kerry. Yeah, I got them. We got David Bitterman and his family. Zoe, always a pleasure. We're bringing you a little Americana over to Japan. Yes? Yes. We got Ernie. Yeah, Ernie, just that little willingness, see it as a light and just follow it. Yeah.
Thanks,
Go
Paul.
wrong. Yeah, you can't go wrong. Eric, nice to see you down in Vista. I think I can't move the thing to another page, but thank you for coming, folks. Thank you for taking a break out of your probably dramatic fucking situation.
It was a
nice,
Merry
nice
Christmas,
Could have been
everybody.
as long as a football game. Yeah, maybe 3 hours with a halftime.
It's very nice break. Thank you so much.
All right. Nice. Very nice to see everybody. I'll see you
Love
tomorrow.
y'all.
Merry
Thank you.
Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, happy
Merry
holidays. Thank
Christmas
you,
to
Paul.
everyone.
Christmas,
Cheers.
everybody.
Oh.
Thank
Day
you.
after
Merry
Christmas when I
Christmas.
was young was strewn with fucking fatalities. Tomorrow will be beautiful. There'll be no
Yeah.
there won't be clouds of chaos over my
Mm, much more peaceful.
very nice, yes. All
The
right.
day
Thank
after
Thank
the
you, Paul.
apocalypse.
Very nice.
Thank
See
you.
you tomorrow.
Right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
See you
Paul.
tomorrow.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thanks, Kathleen. Bye now.